If you're in sales leadership, then you will care deeply that every one of your sellers can have winning sales conversations.
But that's not happening right now. In fact, this number points to a worrying problem in the world of enterprise selling. The analysts like Forrester, Sales Benchmark Index, Sirius Decisions all agree that if this is your sales funnel here, most or at least a big chunk of that opportunity is lost to something that they call no decision. So your buyer just decides to stick with their incumbent approach. In fact, the consensus is that that could be as high as 58%.
And you're left in a dogfight over what is left. And what often happens is, in this situation, your buyer can't tell the difference between you and your nearest competitor. So in that situation, what do? Well, typically they just choose the one with the lowest price. So you are going to win some of these deals, but you're also going to lose some of these deals. And sales leaders are telling us that just to hit quota, they're having to get 3, 4, sometimes even 5 times coverage in here. When it comes to marketing, well, they can't keep up. The best that they can do is provide a trickle of sales qualified leads.
And there's another problem that you have that's contributing to this picture when you think about the individual performance of your sellers. So imagine this represents sales capability, and this is your sales team, the distribution of your sellers mapped to that capability. I'm sure you've all heard of Pareto's law, the 80-20 rule. Well, it's in evidence here too. If you look at the deals that you are winning up here, most of those deals come from the top 20% of your sales team. These are your rock stars down here, but unfortunately most of your sellers are in here in the middle. They're not rock stars.
So what is it that the rock stars are doing that most sellers are not doing? Well, this number here tells more of that story. It actually comes from the analysts' Forrester research, and they've identified that sellers who can clearly articulate this buying vision are going to win the business most of the time. In fact, 74% of the time, even though other providers seem to tick all the boxes.
And it's these rock stars here that are fantastic at articulating the buying vision. But what exactly is it that they are doing different from most sellers?
Well, if you ask them, they probably won't be able to tell you. But what they're doing unconsciously is referencing these. A set of rules that's powering your buyer's thinking and powering how they arrive at their decisions.
And it gives these rock stars fantastic emotional intelligence. They say the right things, ask the right questions at just the right time. They entertain and educate their buyers using compelling language and vivid imagery.
And they know about this problem too. They know they need to help their buyer conclude that no decision is not an option. In fact, no decision could hurt them.
So imagine the impact you could have on your business if you could turn most of your sellers here into rock stars.
And that's what you get with Slingshot Edge, a mechanism for creating winning sales conversations using these rules. Not only that, a way of making sure that every one of your sellers can use these conversations in the field.
That means you could eat into a much bigger chunk of this no decision, and you could consistently show your buyer why they should choose you over your competition.
I'm sure you've heard of conversational marketing. Well, these conversations can power your marketing as well, and instead of just a trickle of sales qualified leads, they can provide a steady flow into this funnel. You can even use these conversations to power the workflow of your drift robot.
So instead of your sellers just converting a small sliver of your funnel, they could convert a much higher portion. That would help you hit quota time after time after time.